The next segment covers component removal and installation. We'll look at the procedures for the wheel speed sensors first. Exact sensor location may vary with suspension type and ABS configuration. In every installation, however, the sensor is located immediately behind the wheel, inside the brake assembly. The installation shown here is typical. Remove the wheel and brake drum according to manufacturer's instructions. Remove the wheel speed sensor by rotating and pulling away from the holder. Be sure that you grasp the sensor, not the cable. Remove the spring clip from the sensor holder. Cut any plastic ties that hold the sensor cable in place and disconnect the sensor cable from the extension cable. To install, lubricate the sensor and spring clip with a mineral oil-based lubricant. Check Maintenance Manual number 33 for required lubricant properties. Push the spring clip into the holder first, then install the sensor into the holder as far as it will go. Pay special attention to the sensor cable routing to avoid interference with brake operation. Use tie wraps to secure the cable. Check the gap between the sensor and the tone wheel, especially after the hub is installed. The sensor ideally should contact the tone wheel, but a very slight gap due to tone wheel runout is okay. Now, let's look at the removal and installation procedures for an externally mounted ABS modulator valve. To prevent possible injury, release all pressure from the air system before attempting to service any components with airline connections. Disconnect the electrical cable and the air lines from the modulator valve. Tag or label them for installation. Next, remove the ABS modulator valve. It can be mounted by bolts or on a mounting pipe nipple. Reverse the removal steps to install the ABS modulator valve. Replace any damaged parts, such as bolts, nuts, or pipe nipples. Mounting pipe nipples must have ANSI half-inch NPT taper pipe threads with ANSI Schedule 80 properties. For bolt-on mountings, tighten the bolts and nuts to 18 foot-pounds. Now, let's look at removal and installation of the ECU valve assembly. This assembly is serviced only as a complete unit. As before, release all pressure from the air system before attempting to remove these components. At the ECU, disconnect the diagnostic connector cable, the power cable, the wheel speed sensor cables, and the electrical cable to the modulator valves. Remove the air lines, label them for installation. Remove the ECU valve assembly. Like the ABS modulator valve, it can be mounted by bolts or on a mounting pipe nipple. Reverse the removal steps to install the ECU valve assembly. Replace any damaged parts, such as bolts, nuts, or pipe nipples. For pipe nipple mounts, the pipe must have a 3/4 inch NPT Schedule 80 nipple. Tighten the assembly securely with the valve exhaust port facing downward. For bracket-mounted installations, tighten the bolts and nuts to 18 foot-pounds. After making all electrical connections, check electrical system integrity using the warning lamp procedure. Reconfigure the ECU if necessary. Following repairs, you should perform the ABS function inspection. This is the final test before putting the trailer back into service. In this video, we'll only cover the tests for ignition-powered systems. For function inspections on older stoplight-powered systems, contact Meritor Wabco at 1-800-535-5560 or refer to Easy Stop Maintenance Manual number 33. For ignition-powered systems, begin by clearing all codes from the ECU memory as we showed you earlier. Connect the tractor and trailer together, then connect the 7-way connector and verify that battery voltage is 11 to 14 volts DC. Turn the ignition switch on and verify that the ABS warning lamp comes on and goes off. If a wheel speed sensor was replaced, start the vehicle and drive it at a speed above 4 miles per hour. You'll also have to drive the vehicle following any repairs on older Easy Stop systems. The ABS warning lamp should go off. This indicates that the system is operating properly. If it comes back on, then the system still has a fault that must be located and repaired. If the lamp goes off during the drive, It should now turn on and go off each time the ignition switch is turned on. For more assistance, contact your Meritor District Service Manager by calling 1-800-535-5560 in the U.S. or Canada. This concludes our presentation of the Meritor Wabco Easy Stop Trailer Anti-Lock Braking System. After stopping the tape, please complete the final review in your student book and keep this tape handy for future reference.